How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Today's subject matter is going to be on the different kinds of business loans that are out there. So hopefully you guys enjoy this little bit of information. Full disclosure, I'm not a financial advisor. Remember that. Always consult a financial advisor when it comes to your finances. I'm just giving you the one-on-one aspects of the different business loans that are out there. Now, a lot of people would like to start a business no matter what kind of business it may be. There are usually two things that people truly need to start a business, whether it's from the high end or the low end. People need time and money. Even if you are going to go into real estate, online educational business, drop shipping businesses, brick and mortar businesses, etc., you will need to spend a significant amount of money, whether it's $30 to a month for drop shipping and annual fees to operate a website, money for promotional ads. It could be hundreds of dollars, it could be thousands of dollars. It just depends on what you're willing to spend, your budget, the demand, etc., and so forth, And full disclosure, yes, I have a drop shipping business, I wholesale real estate, and I have rental properties. And that's just the beginning, because obviously when time goes on, I'm going to be looking to move into other avenues of real estate and possibly opening up a franchise myself. So, when it comes to running a business, remember that you will need to cut out certain things like recreational activities, vacation, and so on. I mean, obviously, not to say to never do it, but because the beautiful thing is, as a business owner, when you do it, as long as you're doing business while you're doing it, it is a beautiful thing called tax write-off. Also, remember that there are many sources you can turn to, including banks, commercial lenders, and even your personal credit cards. One piece of advice that I like to give to new business owners, that once you start to make a profit from your business, no matter how big or small, and if you qualify, apply for a business credit card. When it comes to establishing any kinds of credit for the first year, just utilize your credit card for small things that you're already going to basically buy, at the end of the day, like groceries, gas, your car, utilities, etc. Things that you're going to have to spend money on anyways. You just using your credit card, that's a beautiful way to establish business credit. Heck, that's a beautiful way to establish any kind of credit. And at least that's how I like to approach things when it comes to credit. Remember, instant gratification is really for those who want to be in bad debt, because anything worth having takes time, whether it's a relationship, job experience, education, anything worth having takes time. So those same principles are definitely applied. Now, when it comes to applying for a business loan, first, you obviously want to do your homework, ensuring that like any other loan, that the money is going to go into a business that is going to cash flow. What kind of collateral do you have, or the kind of collateral will you need? Collateral, great example, it could be a house or it could be a business. A lot of times people use their business as collateral because it's something that's actually producing money, and it's something that that the banks could say, okay, well, we can take this in case you don't end up paying us back for the loan. We can seize that asset from you. And when you're looking for debt financing for your business, there are many sources you can turn to, including banks, commercial lenders, and so on. Remember that these various kinds of lenders will help you decide what type of financing is best for your business needs. Then when your business has established good credit, because like personal credit, even you become a good steward, you can obtain more lines of credit, hence get loans, which is considered useful types of loans for small businesses owners and all that good stuff. Basically, if people don't know, the ones that don't know, a line of credit loan is a short-term loan that extends the cash flow available in your business's checking account to the upper limit of the loan contract. Next, let's talk about installment loans. Installment loans are paid back with equal monthly payments covering both principal and interest. Installment loans may be written to meet all types of business needs. You receive the full amount when the contract is signed, and interest is calculated from the date to the final day of the loan. The good thing is, if you repay an installment loan before its final date, there will be no penalty and an appropriate adjustment of interest all at the same time. Then you have secure and unsecured loans for people and businesses. When your lender knows you well and is convinced that your business is sound and the loan will be repaid on time, they may be willing to write an unsecured loan for you. And remember, that's the beautiful thing about business. You got to establish relationships. And because a lot of people always have this, I want to go after the loan nonsense. I'm going to utilize multiple entities. It's nice to have backup plans, but you want to establish relationships with a bank, another business, because you might want to partner up one day on a project. It's all about establishing relationships. I mean, even the introverts that are in the engineering world and the IT world, they know that. You know, the biggest introverts that are in the video gaming world, they know that are actually in the business aspects of it, not just utilizing the things. They know that they have to establish relationships with people and rapport with people if they want to take their business or businesses and their ventures to the next level. And that's one thing that people need to really keep in mind if you're really trying to take your business to the next level and not operate like you're in 1945. That's just my personal take on it. But if you look at any great business owner, they've done a great job of establishing relationships with people all at the same time to ensure that, you know, they can take their businesses to the next level, you know. So that's just how I look at it. All right, but back to the story at hand. Basically, with any loan, there is a risk. We all know that. With anything in life, though, there's a risk. But banks and their underwriters do their due diligence to ensure that the loans can be paid back. You know, it just makes sense because they're taking a risk by you getting the loan, not just you getting the loan is a risk. It's a risk on both sides. And obviously, the banks, they want to ensure that there is an accepted level of risk when it comes to issuing out loans to people and companies. I learned about this the other day, and this is a very interesting subject matter. And it has a lot to do with why a lot of people who immigrate to the United States do very well economically, and I give them kudos for this. And this is how you know, because they're able to have access to credit and capital outside of the United States of America. And this is called a letter of credit, typically used in international trade. This document allows entrepreneurs to guarantee payment to suppliers in other countries. The document substitutes the bank's credit for the entrepreneurs up to a set amount for a specific period of time. And then remember, a lot of times people wonder how come a lot of people from other parts of the world can just come to the United States and have businesses. Well, and a lot of times you can, and I learned this the other day, you can actually buy real estate, cash money, and not even be an American citizen. You know, you just got to have the money in hand. You can be a citizen of another country. You just can't, it's harder for you to get a loan from an American bank if you're not a U.S. citizen or at least a legal resident or anything of that nature. So that's a different story. So having relationships with people around the world can be very beneficial to you. Having an impact on other parts of the world could be very beneficial to a business owner nowadays, because it's like, hey, if I can't get a loan at Bank of America, maybe I can get a loan from the bank of wherever outside of the United States, you know, or maybe a hard money loaner outside of the United States. So a lot of entrepreneurs, or they call the serial entrepreneurs, are the ones who have relationships with people all over the world, not just the United States. So I myself don't have that kind of experience, but I've done my research and I've heard from other people who actually own businesses and have rapport with people outside of the United States. They've done that. And I've seen the YouTube videos and I've just seen it in person. I mean, heck, a person that owns the dry cleaners I utilize, you know, they're of Korean descent, and they actually got their first loan. They own a fleet of cleaners throughout the United States. However, they got their first loan from the actual bank in Korea. So it's just like to have an international perspective and international outreach can actually help you in today's global economy. So it's just food for thought, nutrition for the whole brain on that one, you know. I found that to be very, very interesting, you know, because that's something that's not talked about, especially with us as Americans, because a lot of times being in the U.S., a lot of times we just think about things from a U.S. perspective and not an international perspective, you know. So let's get into the other loans. Remember that banks all over the United States write loans, especially installment and balloon loans, under a myriad of names. These loans include term loans, both short and long term, according to the number of years they are written for. Second mortgages, where real estate is used to secure a loan, usually long term. They are also known as equity loans. And inventory loans and equipment loans for the purchase of and secured by either equipment or inventory. Accounts receivable loans secured by your outstanding accountants. Personal loans, where your signature and personal collateral guaranteed the loan, which you in turn lend to your business. And you have guaranteed loans, in which a third party, an investor, spouse, or small business administration guarantees repayment. Commercial loans, in which the bank offers its standard loan for small business. So remember, everyone, please do your due diligence, like I stated earlier, as soon as possible when it comes to obtaining a business loan or even a personal loan from a bank. My personal opinion is that you should talk to those who have experience in this. Go to those seminars, as many as possible. A lot of times cities and counties and states, because they want their people to be able to get access to these kind of things and not be scared of them. whether it's public or private. Then you will have to do that magical thing called execution, because the problem is, in today's world of YouTube and social media, people love to get the information. They love to make it feel good inside and tingly inside. However, when it comes to actual execution, they are scared and they just go back to their lives, turning on Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu, and just, getting entertained instead of actually executing a life that, that could actually change their current day-to-day 9 to 5. So, like I said, do your due diligence, do your homework. Don't be scared of credit. Don't be scared of loans. Just be scared of being normal. That's how I look at it. So, bad debt is not where you want to be. Good debt is okay as long as you know how to leverage it. And bad debt is just constantly being in credit card debt just because you wanted to have the nice house, the nice car, the nice clothes, and a nice vacation. Business debt is when you have an exuberant amount of debt towards your business and your assets and whatnot, but you're getting paid, not only you paying those debts off, but you're actually receiving money from those assets all at the same time. So obviously I could go a little bit more deep into it, but I'm not. And I will say this, remember this, you can't get fired if you own the company. We live in a time frame where you gotta have ownership in something outside of just being a homeowner. So please do so at your earliest convenience. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, please share, definitely please subscribe to my channel and check out the online store. And hey, take care, and thanks for everybody staying loyal to me.